Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for this evening's show. Just one announcement I'd like to make before we get started with tonight's show. I hate to report the news, but we lost one of the founding fathers of the Axis of Awesome last Sunday, Tom Kurtz, also known as Major Tom. His YouTube channel is 435, the 435 movie show / the G.I. Joe action team. He had been on my live stream on episode 3 and episode 6. So if you guys look back and you want to see, if you don't remember who Major Tom was, you can go check those out. I've been in touch with his wife, and, she said that he really enjoyed the live streams and talking G.I. Joes with us all the time. So he will be sadly missed from the AOA. If you're not familiar with the AOA, the original members are Jeff from the Skunk Works, Adam from G.I. Joe The Lost Chronicles, Tom Hansen from Spider Monkey Films, Pat from Elite Action Joe Studios, Peter from the Skull Reviews, and Cody from Pop Blocks 4583. So he was one of the 7 founding fathers, I guess, if you will, for the Axis of Awesome. And again, tonight's show is dedicated to Major Tom for sure. So tonight is actually episode number 29. It should be 30, but those of you that have been following my channel know that I was off the air about 8 days, and I'm going to bring these gentlemen in here tonight to, I guess, interview me on why I was gone for 8 days. Sorry, I don't have introductions for you guys tonight, but this is Mike McCarthy from Mike's GI Dojo and Angelo D'Annabelle from GI Joe Eat, or AT, if you will. Sorry I didn't come up with something, guys. Usually
no, that's all right. Hey, you got to bounce back, brother. I mean, it's been a rough road, and you got to be totally stressed out after what happened.
Yeah, I thought we'd just take tonight and not bring any special guests and just talk amongst us ladies in the room here.
Absolutely.
First, we got to talk about what happened to me to get everybody up to snuff and explain to the people that aren't Facebook friends of mine what had happened to the channel. And then I definitely want to interview you guys because it's been almost 3 weeks since Joe Lanta.
Right, Joe Lanta. I mean, man,
wow. we wanted to do that the very next week, and then this all happened, and
right,
so kind of put a kibosh on it.
I can see the chat. Can you see? We're seeing the chat right now, so I don't know.
It's on screen.
It's not on YouTube because I got my TV playing YouTube right now.
Okay, good. Yeah, I see it on the right. Yeah. Okay. So what we're doing from now on, and I hate to tell this to Gamer Newbie, and like I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you what just one. So that's what it's going to look like from now on, folks. I hate to say it, but I can't have my chats going with everybody up there because that's how I got dinged, and that's how I got put in YouTube jail for 8 days. So I really don't want that to happen again, and I don't want to lose contact with all the subscribers that are out there. So I'm just going to be pulling in individual comments, and hopefully I won't get hit from Restream or YouTube again. So
yeah.
So you guys can't see those chats on the side?
On the side, it says, "Hey, Big Boss Jack." I see that one. Hey, Big Boss. I want to say shout out to Tim and to Big Boss Jack for sure. You guys, thank you for the comments on YouTube. I know I don't have very many people on my channel, but it's really nice to go on there and see that people are actually making comments. I do appreciate that, guys. That's wonderful. So we can see those on the right-hand side.
You can see the ones I'm putting down here, though, right?
Like, right, Jim Egner is down there and just said howdy. I can see that.
No, but the one I just put on our screen.
Yes, now I can see condolences. Right. Yes.
All right, so I'm watching on YouTube at the same time I'm streaming on my phone, and it's highlighting just one individual comment.
Okay, that's what I want to happen. We don't want to.
So
we don't want to happen what happened last.
Paul, can you explain that? Because some of the viewers might not understand why in the world do you have to go through and do this? Because now it's such a pain in the ass. And now that I said ass, maybe someone's going to get mad, and because I used the name of a donkey, and maybe they're gonna, pull this plug again. So can you tell us what happened a little bit when we were on?
So both of you guys were on the live stream, right?
Yes.
You were watching it. Mike, you were watching it.
Yeah, I was watching and commenting.
Angelo, you were on with me.
I was on, and we had Scuba on.
So we had Scuba Pete on, and that was I wrote down some dates here. That was May or no, excuse me, that was the 14th, August 14th. And a bot, if you will, or maybe a person, I don't know, came on with what would you call it, a thumbnail?
Yeah, so it was a little avatar, a little small circle,
Yep.
and it was one body part entering into another body part. It was very explicit, and also the name in text was very explicit.
Yeah.
So YouTube allowed somebody to create an account with that name and that avatar.
Exactly. So, and again, this is my 29th show. That has never happened before. It popped up so quick, and I was busy talking to Scuba Pete, and Will saw it on the right, and he goes, "Oh, you're being trolled." And I looked over, and here it came up like 15 times in a row. It was like so quick. I was like, "Holy crap!" I didn't know what to do. So then I just took the chats off, totally off. What would you say, guys? 10 seconds up there, maybe?
Yeah,
if
that was
if
up
that,
there.
By
Okay.
the time you responded, by the time you looked and saw it, and
Yeah.
and it was so bizarre how there were so many of the same thing. And at first I thought it was a joke or something. Then I actually looked at what it said. I'm like, holy crap! You got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So that yeah, it's unfortunate. And if this was someone just being a jerk, I mean, you got to be a real low life. That's all you have to do with your time.
Yeah.
Is go out there and try to ruin someone else's channel and put you in, YouTube jail, which really sucked for you, and for everybody else. I look forward to this every week, whether I'm on or not. This is a big deal for me, and maybe for some other people. But I love to be able to talk about the hobby, and it's the only way to get it out there. So I mean, I can't even imagine how you were feeling after that next day, because I know I went on to go look for one of the live streams from Joanna, and I couldn't find it. So I mean, what was going on through your head?
So here's what happened. After I always watch the show after we do the show, just to see if my internet went out or how the sound was, all that stuff. So I watched the whole show, and I did see that stream. I was like, okay, but it went away, and within 7 hours, I get up at 5:30 in the morning, to go to work, and I always check my, to see how many people watched it. Within 7 hours, I got an email from YouTube, and it said, "We have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of sex and nudity against our policy. Because of this, we have removed your channel." Now, I thought it was a scam email, right? So I go onto my channel, and it's nothing. There's nothing there. It's like I can't log into my account. I go to Google. I can't log in. I'm like, holy crap. And so I go back and I reread the email, and sure enough, and it said, at the end of the email, you can appeal it. However, you're off the air until you appeal it. I'm like, and it gave all these, you can't create another channel. You can't put anything under your email. You can't use your IP address, because I was like, other people were texting me saying, well, just start another channel. I'm like, dude, I've been on this channel for 12 years. I got, what did I write down today? 430 videos. I don't want to start at zero again. I mean, I know I only have 2,000 subscribers. I'm not like 20,000 like some people, but I don't want to start over again.
In this hobby, 2,000 is a lot. And
yeah. So I mean, and again, I'm not monetized. I mean, I wasn't dinged for money, but I was like, still, how can you just do this? Basically, YouTube is saying you're guilty until proven innocent. They were taking that one person's word, or whoever reported it, or whoever said it, and bang. So, I did the appeal process, and I chatted with somebody online after I did the appeal, and they said, and it was a live person. It wasn't a bot there. And it said it would take 3 to 4 days to get your channel back up. I said, okay, I can live with that. Waited out. 5 days later, that was Sunday, I believe. I chatted back in. I'm like, hey, and I got a different person, and they said, oh, there's no time frame when we can get back to you. It could take however long we take. And I was like, really? I said, well, let me contact a lawyer to find out if I'm in, because I literally wrote that. I said, this is BS, man. I'm guilty. The minute I wrote that, they said, we can no longer have contact with you since you're taking it to that level. It'll be sent to our legal team. And they basically cut off connection with me. And I was like, wow. Well, then that same day, Pat from Elite Action Joe Studios got with me. And he said, hey, there are people on Twitter that can help you with this. They don't work for YouTube, but they're kind of an in-between person. And they can look at your channel and find out, they're basically professional flaggers. And I was like, I don't even have a Twitter account. So I had to go in and create an account. I found that, and I did write that down. It's called Team YouTube. So if this ever happens to somebody else, this is what you need to do. You got to go to Twitter. and they're called Team YouTube. And you basically explain what happens. You give them your IP address, you give them the video that was hit, and they say, we'll get back to you and we'll do some research. Well, when I gave that to them, that was like at 8, 9 o'clock at my office. The next morning, I got an email or a text from Maxog, Robert, and he's like, dude, your channel's back up. And I was like, no way. This is before YouTube even sent me an email saying my channel's back up. So the Twitter people obviously got involved and took care of it. And then later on that day, I got an email from YouTube saying, we're pleased to let you know that we've recently reviewed your account, and after taking another look, we can confirm that it is not in violation of our terms of service, and we have lifted the suspension on your account. And that's it. There was no, I'm sorry for 8 days not being there. You know, if I was making money on this channel, I just lost 8 days, revenue possibly. But, it was just, they didn't say we made a mistake. We just said, after further review, we're going to lift your, so 8 days in jail, guys. And all it took was one bot or one person screwing with your channel. So
now, you never got to, it was not determined whether it was a bot or a person. You did not get that confirmation.
They don't give you anything.
I think it was a bot. If I had to guess, I'm pretty sure it was a bot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just find it completely unbelievable because, like I said, I've been on YouTube forever, and if you made a bad decision to display some type of nudity or sexual content, it'd be one thing, but YouTube they allowed someone to use that explicit picture, that explicit name, and it's like if they delete you, they should delete their entire company.
You would think. Yeah. I mean, and you know what? After this was all, after I was in jail for the 8 days, the longer I was sitting there in jail, I'm just like, I'm not pissed at the bot. I mean, it's just a computer thing, I'm not pissed. Even if it was a real person, I'm not even pissed at that troll. I'm pissed at YouTube because they were so quick to shut me down. I mean, no strike, no warning, no, hey, just take down that video. It was like, you're gone.
Yeah. A lot of times there's a 3 strike system, and
yeah, they do. Yeah. And that's why I said, I've never had a strike. I've never even had a copyright strike. So for them to say, well, this is your 3rd strike, you're out. None of that happened, And I want to really thank all the Facebook friends that I had that were, getting back with me and saying, man, I can't believe this happened. We even got together on a last Saturday night with Robert DeCastro and Mike. They had a team phone call, and I got on to them and just explained what happened. They're like, dude, if this happened to you, this can happen to any of us. And I'm like, yeah, I said, so we got to really, watch your channels and flag everything or look at everything. I don't know what else to do. I'm not real computer literate, but I know enough now not to put up live chats anymore. I'm going to have to put them off to the side. And the more I watch like Analog Toys, and that's what they do. You know what I mean? They'll pop up the people that pay them $5 or $10 for a super chat, but they don't have it scrolling like I did, and I kind of feel bad for the people that watch. Cause you like everybody to see that, but unfortunately we can't do that anymore.
And you can deem certain people your mods. You can give them like the little wrench icon. I've never done it myself, but it's pretty simple process. I think you can just like right click on somebody in the chat, like Big Boss Jack, and give them mod powers, and they would be able to approve or disapprove, potentially, what's the word? Explicit comments. Yeah. And then could delete comments and stuff like that. So.
Yep.
Some of the regulars that are trusted, you could knight them and give them the powers.
Yeah. Do you guys know your URL? Because I don't. And it's a lot of big long numbers, and they ask for that if you ever get flagged. And you have to know your IP too, your IP address. So I had
with all the filters that YouTube has, and how quick they are to respond with something that is negative. Why don't they have preventative measures for anything like that to happen? It should never have happened. And what Gamer Newbie right here is saying, I do remember that night where there was a person, and I know it says he or she reported. I thought it was a woman. It sounded like it, saying, "Oh, that was inappropriate," or "That's not right." What was being said in the chat, and then someone responded that was not something that we did. That was a bot. So that happened that night. Yeah. So I don't remember who the person was either, but I do remember that happening.
Yeah, that's the third person. I wanted to put that up there because that's the third person that said that they said, I'm reporting you. I didn't see it happen. And it was in the chats apparently. So maybe a bot put all that stuff up and then one real person reported me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? You live and you
Maybe.
learn. And it was a hard lesson to learn, I guess. But I did create an account on another channel now. You know, if you guys aren't familiar with Rumble, Robert got me onto that. So I did. I might start putting more stuff over there. I know Jeff was talking about moving over there as well. Sergeant Soldier, I'm glad you're with us tonight, brother.
Now, Paul, when this went down, did you feel at all? I'm not familiar with what your occupation is or what you do for a living. Did you ever feel that this was going to have a negative impact on you and at work?
I was just more embarrassed because of what it said. I was like I said, I have over 430 videos. Never once has there been nudity or,
Right.
pornography or anything like that. At the worst, I drop the F-bomb once in a while on the show, but I mean, that happens on every show. You know what I mean? As far as them saying that we have reviewed your channel, you never looked at my channel.
Right.
Not once did they look at my channel. And right away, they just hacked it. So, I was kind of worried. I was more embarrassed. I got 2 daughters. I didn't want them, Dad, you got nudity on your channel. It's like, so,
Right.
but
yeah. I mean, if you're guilty, then you're fine with it.
Yeah.
But if you weren't guilty, you didn't. That's the worst thing, is being accused of something that you didn't do.
Yeah.
And
So-
that's my worry and my fear, being a teacher, having something like that happen, and then someone bringing it to school, or someone said this happened, Mr. D, this, I don't know what the ramifications would be for me in that regard, because I'm in a different public eye, I guess.
Yeah. No, you definitely are. I don't know, brother. If you decide to start a live stream, don't put up live chats. That's for sure.
Right.
This will be our trial run tonight, I guess, to see what happens. I've been posting videos all this week, just catching up. And,
Yeah.
and
one.
that's another thing. I'll be honest with you. I didn't mind being off of YouTube. Everybody's like, oh, it's only a week. It's only 8 days. That didn't bother me. I've gone weeks without posting any videos. It was the live chat that I missed with you guys and all the people that watched. And they're saying, oh, you can sign on as a guest. Well, when you sign on a guest, you can't put comments up and you can't like people's videos. So I follow 65 people. I don't know how many you guys follow, and I don't know every single channel. I mean, I know you guys and I know Jeff and Adam, so I can, type those in as a guest, but I don't know all 65 handles. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there, looking at my YouTube going, shit, that's what hurt the most, man, is not being able to comment on other people's channels and, give them the thumbs up or like,
Right.
Yeah.
I miss that more than me posting videos.
In our brain, we kind of associate it with TV or entertainment, but it's really kind of like just another platform for social media. The way we interact on here, comment on each other's videos. I mean,
Sure.
YouTube was the only social media I had at one point for like 5 years. And I was still able to, keep up with everybody, comment back and forth, send emails. And so, yeah, you miss that interaction.
Definitely. Mr. Largo's with us tonight. Glad to see you, brother. Sorry about being off the air for 8 days. And Logic Blaster, he was another one that got with me. He was like, dude, this can happen to you. This can happen to anybody. I really want to give a shout out to my buddy up in Canada and the Plastic General, Christian Aldo. He actually FaceTimed me. And I mean, I don't know this guy any more than I know you two guys, just from Facebook or from YouTube. And dude, he was torn up, man. And he's got a channel, probably 2,000 people as well. And he just does plastic toy soldiers, which is another one of my hobbies. And he was just like, man, Big Brother's watching, but he's watching the wrong people. He's like, what's going on with YouTube? And I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. And I mean, he was really distraught, man. He's like, they can't do this. I was like, well, they did it, I'm like, and you're sitting in jail. You can't really do much other than the one appeal, and they don't give you a time frame when they're going to get back to you. So it is disheartening, man. Yeah.
It's crazy because we know how much inappropriate stuff is on YouTube, like twerk videos, how to roll a blunt, anything you can imagine.
Oh yeah,
sure is up there, and that stuff's all good and well. And then your GI Joe channel gets pulled down. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, something stupid. Hey,
yeah.
Jim Egner has a question. Am I using something different this week? No, but next week, yes. Mr. Largo and William got me onto StreamYard, so I'm kind of learning that, and I think that's what I'm going to be using starting next week. So I did contact Restream, which is what I use here, and they said, they can't control who's logging in and who's not logging in. So they said it really wasn't their fault. It was my fault for having it up there. So, there's nothing I can do about that. But so yeah, that's hopefully going to happen within the next week or so.
Do you have someone? Did you get a hold of someone lined up for next week?
Kinda.
Okay.
The individual we talked about.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if we want to go that route yet, but
all right. Well, I know there's a couple. I know you got a couple kind of lined up.
Well, Terrell,
yeah.
Ashby. I mean, he's been pinging me, and I said, yeah, so I'd like to get him on. Yep. Obviously, we got to get Scuba Pete back on,
right?
So.
And you got to get Greg. Greg wants to be on too, right?
Oh, Greg Brown, yeah. Cotsworld.
Yeah.
He better. I just placed another order with him today. He owes me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So enough with me, man. What about you guys? You got to fill us in on.
Yeah, I know.
Joe Lanta went. Who wants to go first here?
Well, we could actually tag team on this one because I know that Mike was dying to get there, and he didn't have a place to stay. So I guess
because Mike's homeless. So
he was going to stay in his car.
Yeah,
I guess he found out I was there. Let me start again in the beginning. So what happened is I've been dying to get to Joe Lanta ever since it started, and I've always been afraid to pull the trigger to actually go on and fly down there by myself. And I knew that it was going to cost a big chunk of change. I said, you're going to drop $1,000 no matter what.
Yeah.
You're going to pay $400 or $500 to fly. You're going to pay another at least $300 plus $400 to stay. There's $800. Then just eating food alone, few $100 more. You're over $1,000 and you didn't buy anything yet.
Yep.
And I said, and if you fly, you can't bring anything really with you to sell.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't really afford it. Well, I hooked up with Buddy. Buddy is the man. And I asked Buddy, I said, listen, Buddy, I really want to get to the Joe Lanta. I really want to take part. I want to be there. I want to be in that experience. Can I work for you? Can I do something there that'll alleviate some of the expense? And he was an angel. He was like, absolutely, we got to get you down here. So I flew down and he got a room for me free of charge, which was awesome. And it really helped me out. And I was able to bring a couple box sets. I only brought 2 little carry-ons. And in the carry-ons, I had 2 of the box sets. I make my own Joe box sets. So with the box sets and my comics, I made back the money that I spent for my flight. So I actually broke even, and then, whatever dinner and whatnot. So I had a room. I didn't know I thought maybe I was going to sleep in Buddy's, on the floor in Buddy's room. So I had no idea until I got there. And then I got there, I told Paul, I said, Paul, I got a room. And then right away dinged Mike and said, yo, so go ahead, Mike.
Well, because he had just texted me like earlier that day, or maybe it was the day before. And you're like, man, I really wanted to go this year.
Yeah. So I'm only 4 hours from Joe Lanta. And I went in 2015, 2016, and 2017. And I loved it. But, I just didn't have the money. And I had tentative plans this summer to visit some kind of convention. I thought about making a 10-hour drive to Kentucky, and that didn't work. And I had plans to go to try to run up to Joe Lanta and meet you guys. Hopefully, both, I didn't know if Paul was going to come, Angelo, whoever. So, that night, Friday night, at the very last moment, Paul messaged me, and I got to thank him so much, and said, hey, Angelo's there. He's got a room. And I'm sitting on the couch with my wife watching a movie, ready to lay down all weekend, have a boring weekend. And I'm like, holy shit, I got a room. Excuse my French. I have a room. I can stay with my buddy. let me calculate the gas
Yeah.
mileage, the gas money. And, I was like, okay, well, I'll be in the hole like $150, $200, give or take between everything.
Yeah.
But I'll try to make it into a business trip because I do sell non GI Joe stuff on eBay. So I thought, okay, I'll go up there and I'll buy some stuff to flip, and then hopefully it'll make the trip break even. And it was kind of crazy that just, but at 9:00 at night, I made the decision to go thanks to these guys. And by like 5 a.m., I was like loading the car up, and it was so fun because it was such a surprise. And I had to stop and get an air mattress and do all kinds of other stuff. And
so the big question everybody wants to know is, does Angelo snore?
I think we both snore, and we don't, but we're not. It hasn't been confirmed or denied because, because my wife says I snore. I think he said his wife says he snores, but I've never detected myself snoring or
You're not gonna believe this, but we got somebody in the green room right now. I have no idea how he got the connection. I thought I blocked this guy.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh. Look
this
at,
was supposed to be.
What's going on here, Jim?
Oh man, kind of blew in last minute here. I was texting you while I was driving. So today was first day for the university, so it was a pretty busy day. So sorry I'm late.
Back to university, and you got the scruff going.
Yeah, I got to look like the old man. I don't look like the kids anymore.
Going to Santa Claus for Halloween this year? What are you doing there, brother? Start it now.
Yeah, it'll be all out to here before you know it. So,
well, I don't know if you've been listening, Jim. I saw you texting in on the side, but we were just clearing the air on what happened on the live stream, and then these guys are filling us in on the Joe Lanta.
Yeah,
unfortunately, you couldn't attend that. Yeah,
I had some family issues come up. I mean, absolute last minute. I had my hotel. It was going to be a 2-day trip for us. We were going to drive halfway to Meridian, Mississippi, and spend the night there, and then drive the rest of the way in to Joe Lanta. And honestly, that Sunday we went to see my father-in-law, and his health had declined so significantly we had to stop, pivot, and take care of him. So, he's in a rehab center. I say that sounds like he's had it's cognitive. He had some. I don't want to go on to.
Yeah. No, we understand, here, man.
He had some issues, old people issues. That we had
family comes first, man. Definitely.
That's right.
I just did it because I really wanted to go there and had it all planned out. I had a car rented and everything. So I talked to Turl yesterday. We had a long talk, and he said, "See you next year." So we're going to shoot for next year. So
well, we might see Terrell next week on here, maybe.
Okay. All right.
So I think one of the things with Joe Lanta, as far as staying in a room, the best thing I think to do is like what Mike did, is bring the air mattress, get enough people to split the cost and just sleep on the freaking floor.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll save so much money that way, and you're only there in the room to sleep. I mean, because the Joe Lanta is an event. And one of the things I wanted to express, and I don't know how many people in the chat who watch this know about Joe Lanta, because I knew very little, only from watching online what people would post. And I'd been to toy shows before, and my expectation was it was a more glorified toy show, but it wasn't. It was much more than that. So, I mean, you go to a toy show, you walk through, there's all the vendors, you see what's there, you go a couple times, and then you leave. Joe Lanta, you don't. Joe Lanta, the event of Joe Lanta is the whole entire weekend, and there's panels. We had the status of the hobby, or state of the hobby address, and it was like at 10 o'clock at night. I was exhausted, but everyone was so passionate about talking about the hobby and what's going on with the hobby. We were up till 11:15 that night. Terrell had a panel about how to make his latex suits. Steve Bug, who was one of the maker guys, was talking about vacuum forming and what that is. And I had no clue what that is. And I want to talk about that in a second. But all of these panels were going on throughout the course of the weekend to enlighten, to teach about the hobby. There was diorama contest. There was the custom figure contest. There was all these other things. And at night, the one night it was Radio Cult concert with Bambi. And so many things go on. It's not just a toy show. It is a whole entire weekend's worth of activities. And you have to stay the whole weekend to really get the experience.
And they have a band because Mike popped some videos up from the band. I think he videoed every song they played there a little bit.
Radio Cult, and Ace was on there. Did you see Ace?
I did see Ace coming.
Ace rocked out. They asked for a volunteer from the audience, and Ace is a wild man, so he got right up there. They taught him like 4 little chords, and he was rocking out.
That's awesome, man.
That's
like another person that wanted to get on the show too.
Yeah, I was talking to Ace a little bit, and we have a rollerblade connection because he's from Minnesota, and that's where rollerblade was founded. And so, one minute we're talking about 60s GI Joes, and the next minute we're talking about rollerblading. So it's a small world.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
there was another event happening at the same time in the same hotel, right?
Yeah, GooCon.
What was that all about?
GooCon, yeah.
GooCon was wild. It was like state-of-the-art professional monster makeup, and like they had limbs and they had full face headgear, and they were actually putting makeup on people. I don't know if they volunteered to do that or they got paid to. All nasty, really, really realistic, and great job with this monster makeup and zombie makeup and all this stuff. And they had a lot of panels too to talk about how to do this, and so that was a great addition to Joe-Lana was the GooCon.
Angelo, you were saying something earlier about vacuum forming.
Yes, sir. You know about vacuum forming?
Oh, he was doing that before he was 3D printing.
Really?
Yeah, he used to make stormtrooper. Yeah.
No
he used to make stormtrooper outfits, man. If you go to his YouTube channel, there's I think 3 or 4 whole videos up there, but one of them is him showing how to do that.
And this is it's going to be backward, I'm sure, but this was the if you can see it.
Yeah, just turn it around. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. So what Steve Bug did, and he was explaining it, and Jim, I didn't see yours, so I apologize that however you built your contraption, but Steve was showing me that he had like a toaster oven on the top with the heating element facing down. And then he had a very thin sheet of styrene that he lifted up that would heat and it would soften. It would soften the plastic. And then down below, he had a mold, and he would then lower the sheet of plastic that was warm on top of the mold. And then he had a vacuum, a wet dry vac underneath it to suck all the air out and instantly created that. And he was making Planet of the Apes masks, and what it brought back to me was in the late 70s and everyone having those masks, like the GI Joe masks, and I was wondering, is that how they did that? Because I never knew it, but that's what I guess vacuum forming. I never knew, and it was pretty cool.
It's a neat industrial process. It's not hard to do. You can do it in your oven if your wife or significant other will let you bake styrene plastic in your oven. It's really takes nothing more than some pegboard, a box, a heating element. I've built all kinds of stuff out of vacuum forming. I built a big enough one to do all the stormtrooper armor. So that was in my youth, I guess.
Wow.
20 years ago. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hot, sweaty. You're basically running a open top pizza oven. So I mean, it's kind of hot and sweaty, but it's.
What's it do to your lungs, man? Anything or no?
Oh, my lungs are shot, dude. That's why I don't do it anymore. Yeah, breathing all.
Now you have to make the mold first, though, right?
Yep.
You have to make the mold, and then because that's quite the process.
And I've tested the 3D printing the molds. That doesn't work. The temperature of the plastic I'm using is less than the temperature of the styrene being the melting point of the styrene. So it's a challenge to 3D print a mold that you could then use in the vacuum forming process. So I could talk about that all day long, dude. It's a fascinating process.
No, but
they may not recognize you if they go to your channel and see that 20-year younger Jim
Yeah, that was
Edgar
20
on
years
there.
ago,
Don't we?
dude.
Like,
That's
that guy?
literally 20 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
There's only
That's
like 4 or
awesome.
5 videos on there. So
That's awesome. Yeah. So if ever anyone that has the opportunity, I think Big Boss Jack said he's only 2.5 hours away from Joe Lanta. It is the place to be. It is the place to meet people with common interest. It's a place, where you're going to make lifelong friends that go back there each year and reminisce. And the items that you will find for sale, I mean, you wouldn't have enough suitcase or luggage space, even if you brought your car. I mean, the deals are amazing, especially on Sunday when people are trying to blow things out. I was drooling going through. My God, I wanted this, I wanted that, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to bring anything really home. So, but it was just, like I said, it's mostly about the event, the people, and things. And they do have a nice fundraiser that they did for the Cody Lane Foundation, where they are trying to do it's going to be like a hands-on museum, I'm pretty sure, where they're going to try to have kids get interested and show them how to create and build dioramas, and have dioramas all built inside of this museum. So I think they're raising money for that purpose as well. And that was really neat, and had some really, really awesome deals in one particular room that someone had donated their whole entire collection, or a couple different collections, and they were just getting the money from that to put towards the foundation. So I had to purchase something there. That's why I bought that samurai.
I saw that, man.
Samurai that I did a quick.
You have it handy
photo
to show people, or done? Do you have it?
Well, I have it here, but that was I could not leave without the samurai.
Yeah, I saw the video you made of it. That was really cool.
It's so heavy, and it's mostly metal.
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
And
Yeah, they had all these hot toys and
Was
sideshow.
that Hot Toys?
They were that quality of figures, and they were blowing them out for like $30 to $50. Like,
Really, man.
Yeah,
And then,
had to restrain ourselves.
Oh yeah, the Vietnam and the modern Vietnam nurse, not the nurse that everyone goes bananas over. The modern Vietnam nurse that goes for about $50 online, $15. They had like 4 of them. They're selling for $15, and I'm like, holy cow! I mean, if people were going to go there and then try to buy it, resell it, they would have made a mint, because they would have bought it and then turned right around. But again, that's not the purpose and why people were there, and they were trying to help out with the foundation.
I think this Atari person is a bot, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah. She's in the other room listening.
Makes it kind of suspicious.
I don't know. I might get flagged. I might get in jail again. I better watch these chats, man.
Yeah.
Hey, looks like somebody was asking about, could you cover the mold and plaster? Or mold? Yeah. You could, but you lose detail and dimension. And so you got to understand that, Angelo, if you can hold up that big giant dog tag again, basically what you're doing is that's the thickness of the plastic bigger than the part that you've pulled over it. So the mold is actually skinnier and thinner than the letters that show up and make G.I. Joe. So what you're having to do is this crazy computations of figuring out how you could make that fit. So you could, but you would lose detail, and it would be softer. The edges wouldn't be as dimensionally sharp, and those sorts of things. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
yeah.
There's my daughter.
Hey,
there is a bot there. Look
got
at
somebody
that.
new in the room.
She's a G.I. Joe collector too.
Nice. Is this Atari?
Look like twins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of look like Dad there a little bit.
Right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
What grade you starting?
10th grade.
10th grade.
Wow.
Oh my!
I can
We're
drive.
too old for you, Ange, right? You're 5th grade, 6th grade?
5th
What
grade.
do you teach? 5th grade. Yeah, there's a teacher in the room, so be careful, man. He might start quizzing you.
Oh, no.
So you think you got the cool dad, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
He's
good.
the coolest guy I know. So
Yeah.
Keep thinking that.
Mhm.
Don't ever forget that.
Dads are cool.
Mhm.
See, my
Okay.
daughters are 25 and 26, and I think they forget who Dad is now.
Yeah.
I get called when, hey, Dad, the plumbing's leaking, or hey, Dad, can you help me put a new floor in? Yeah, I get those calls all the time.
Right.
Say bye.
Yeah, mine's
So-
22, so same sort of deal.
She's been to 3 Joe Lanas.
Oh,
The
my.
one problem with this year's Joe Lana is there was no parachute drop, and to me that was my favorite part of the other
that was cool, man. Yeah.
that I went to, and I kept bugging Angelo about all weekend, and I was telling him about all these epic parachute drops that they had the previous years, but hopefully they integrate it in the future. So
Yeah, I guess
Mark,
they had a hard
nice to
time
see you, brother.
because all the issues with the parachute drop. I heard a couple stories, and that's one of the best parts. Like after everything's done and everyone's sitting around at dinner, and talking about this show, that last show, or whatever. Talking about one of the parachute drops where the parachutes were going into the elevator shaft and the parachutes were not opening and slamming on top of the piano. And then they're saying there was some little old lady was down below. And every time a parachute came near her, she'd grab it. And they said she literally put it underneath her dress. And everyone was like, yep, nope, not going there. That Joe's gone. So they said that she took like a half a dozen Joes and stuffed them under her dress during one of the parachute drops. So I just thought I was laughing, but that would have been awesome. And I did mention the Skyhawk having that go. And Buddy did say that they actually did it, I think, like on a zip line. Mike, were you at one of those?
yeah, I didn't see that, but yeah, I heard Buddy talking about that, and yeah, it was a 16-story hotel that had a center atrium, and I'd imagine that they ran a zip line from across the atrium and sent a Skyhawk across. But I had plans. The last time I went was in 2017, and I rigged up a space capsule, like a full-size space capsule, for the parachute drop, with like a 60-inch chute, and I was ready to drop the capsule, but then they moved hotels. So
No.
I think they didn't want to move hotels. I think they said, you're no longer welcome here at this hotel because of all the damage. Too much rowdy Joe collectors. And I guess one of the things that they had a hard time with as well, and then you can probably get to Jim's question. I know that someone asked the question of Jim. They have a toy swap, and I know that I think Mike came the day after. They did it Saturday night, where they had one room set aside where people from the outside could come in and bring items to trade, to sell, and it wasn't part of the actual show in the vending room. And it was really neat to go see that, but they said apparently they used to get out of control, and there would be so many people that it would clutter the whole entire lobby. And there would be like 100 guys out there trying to buy and sell with crates and totes and of all this stuff. And I guess management got a little upset. So now they downsized that into one little room. But I think that had an impact at the previous shows as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
they also have it set up where you can the new version of the lobby swap is where you can put your room number on a whiteboard in the lobby, and then people can come visit your room, and you can sell stuff out of your room to try to break even on the room. So yeah, and I've seen it at other conventions where people got like $30,000 in Star Wars figures, like super rare ones, like set up in their room, and they invite people in and sell them. And
nice.
So.
Hey, Jim, you had 2 questions. First, the Largo wanted to know about the pursuit craft. How's it
going? Making some progress here. Engine pods are done. The seat's done. Steering wheel's done. The winch is done. The tail section is mostly done. The wing is on the printer now, so cranking through parts for the APC pretty fast. So,
Very cool.
and the top hatch. I forgot about that. So,
and then Robert DeCastro had that other question. Did you see that?
Oh, I must have missed Robert's.
Making a resin copy of the 3D printed mold.
You could. That gets into having to make a mold of the printed part and then cast it in resin to make the forming buck is what it's called. It could be done. And yes, that resin does have better temperature properties that you could use. I've seen a few folks out there who have done that sort of thing. I have not.
So it's doable.
Yeah, it is doable.
Yeah. Very cool. So, Mike, what did you pick up at the show?
You read my mind. I brought a bunch of my stuff.
I can bring you up big here if you want.
Yeah, sure.
You have it in front of you?
Yeah. So I got the G.I. Joe Intruder. This is for the uninitiated. I can't imagine that anybody is uninitiated, but this little 8-inch guy is supposed to be the enemy of G.I. Joe, which, he's an intruder from another planet, and they're supposed to be super smart. And anyway, I have the gold one. There's one with gold armor and a beard. I already have him, but now I got the other intruder. I picked up a vintage painted head Joe, and he was all beat up. I got him I traded some stuff into a vendor for like store credit. And the only thing I really wanted was this G.I. Joe. But after I took him away, he was way rougher than what I thought. He had like a Ken doll arm with the hand chopped off. And then he had the machete was attached onto the end of the arm with the blow molded arm with like a paper clip. So I had to do a full rebuild on him with, he looked like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I had to do a full rebuild on him with some Cotswold parts and stuff. But he turned out pretty good. I was able to, the reason to go to these shows, I was able to pick up a vintage uniform for the Japanese Imperial soldier.
Oh, wow.
The helmet's real. This is real. The pants are real. Everything else is reproduction. But, I got the helmet, the pants, and the jacket for like $20. And that would have been like $100 on eBay.
Oh, easily on eBay.
So yeah, and this rifle was close to the Imperial Soldier's rifle. So I got that and got a Cotswold bayonet. And I want to show you guys something, my wife's artistic skills. So she took the Cotswold head, and the eyebrows are totally different. The head doesn't look quite right. And part of that is that the eyebrows are totally different. The real Hasbro Imperial Soldier versus the Cotswold version. So she gave him like an eyebrow job, and he looks a little more menacing now. So that was a big hole in my collection, was the Imperial Soldier. Picked up this really cool Action Man, and this is from '93, and I guess it was only available in Europe from what I can gather. And I mean, it's super rare. There's not even a single one on eBay. Does that make it valuable? Not necessarily. But I've been leaving it in the box for now, and I'm gonna unbox it and do a video on that.
Does Raw Payne have one of those?
I don't think he does. I have to check. I don't think he does.
I saw he just popped back on. He hadn't had a video in a while, and he's back on.
Yeah, that bicycle video was really cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I got this amazing comic from Angelo.
All right.
Man, where'd you find that? Was it?
Yeah, so I was gonna give him some money, and I ended up giving him a taxi ride to the hotel, or from the hotel to the airport on Sunday, because they wanted like $75 for a taxi.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I think an Uber was like $40, and so he just gave me a comic. I gave him a ride, and we called it a day.
Call it square.
Yeah.
Mike hooked me up.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Thanks again, Angelo. Then I picked this up. This is from Quartermaster Customs, and it's like an all new material Polar Explorer Arctic.
Oh, okay, cool
suit. And then I got some white boots to go with that. So the rest of the stuff I got for anybody who knows Kenner Superpowers, I got the Brainiac figure. I bought him just to put him on eBay. A couple other a Real American Hero Joes that I got a good deal on. I bought those to put them on eBay, and again, I resold enough things to kind of break even on the trip, and it's almost like I didn't have to pay anything to go there, thanks to Angelo being gracious to put me up in the room, and the eBay sales helping with the gas money. So, awesome. And I mean, me and Angelo had a blast. I mean, we never met before, and it was like we already known each other for 20 years, and we just wandered around, like boomers, looking at everything and eat some Burger King, eat some good dinner. And
that is a cool thing about us doing this on a live stream. And then, it's almost like we've all met with each other in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And especially when
So-
I was out in Kentucky and I met all those people that had been on my show, and I was just like, met Scuba Pete and everybody. I was like, this is cool, man. That's what the tribe should be
Yeah.
like. Just
Yeah, and that's
just
what
dudes talking GI Joes, man.
and what I was most in awe of, I guess, too, people actually knew who I was. Like
Oh, yeah.
I went in there, and when I would introduce and I was like, for me that meant so much to me that they actually knew me.
Keep that handy, Jim.
And I was it was very humbling, and it was really neat.
I got to break in on Angelo, and then I'll let him finish. I was trying to ignore my phone the whole weekend. I kept getting unsolicited text and Instagram messages from people saying, "You're at Joe Lana with Angelo." Yeah, like it was like I was there with like Tom Cruise, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and I'm sleeping on his floor.
Yeah, serious. Yeah, it was a trip. I was like, wow, this guy's a big deal,
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
No, and I wanted to say, I wanted to show the box set
Yeah, dude.
that I brought to the show because a gentleman was so upset that it was on display and he didn't have an opportunity to buy it.
Yep.
That as soon as I came home, I built another set for him.
Did you really?
And I just finished it.
Oh wow!
Oh, cool.
Whoa,
No.
Cage fell.
the cage fell out. So I just finished it, and I got to mail that out to him tomorrow. And that was another thing where people saw my work and they knew my work. I flock like a wild man. I don't know if you know. Some of you know.
Yeah.
So for people to know that I flock GI Joe and I flock some heads for them. I had a gentleman who came from
Yeah, we
South
had him on
Carolina.
we had him on the live stream. Remember?
um
That was Saturday when you were walking around. He said he wanted to see you
yeah,
before he
Lee
left.
came up.
Yeah.
He drove there specifically to see me
Yeah.
to drop off 3 heads. He gave me 3 resin Mexican Ledy heads, Ledy. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. He gave me 3 resin heads that he wanted me to flock, and he wanted personally to hand them to me. And then he bought that box set that I just showed you that this other guy had wanted. So that part of it was neat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
All right, Jim Egner. Show him your box, man.
I know. I'm
It's
loving
turned into
that
the Jim
sword.
Egner show. It's turned into the Jim Egner 3D printed show.
Sorry, people keep
No,
asking.
dude, that's awesome, man.
Oh, please.
Um, This is something that Robert DeCastro said. Hey, why don't you make the map table? This is a vintage
Yeah.
shop here. So
'Cause
I'm gonna
mine's a
take that.
cardboard box.
Yeah, and he said put some drawers in it. So I said, okay, well there's two drawers. They come out and go back in. And then he said, oh, put some hooks on the end so that you can hang the headphones and plug them in. So then it's got the little logo on there too. So
That's
anyway.
on deal.
Damn, dude. Is that on Etsy yet or no?
Yeah, it's up.
All right. Very
That
cool.
that's an AOA exclusive. That's
Oh, really?
yeah.
I thought the trailer thing you were working on was an AOA exclusive, but
Well, yeah, that's laying around here somewhere too. But that thing is kicking my butt. So I don't know when I'm going to get that
Yeah.
thing off.
Yeah, I got a couple exclusives too that Jim is.
Oh, we can't talk about those, Angelo.
Those are top secret though.
Yeah,
So
top
we
secret.
can't talk
They're
about
going to be
those.
great.
just catching up on some chats here for you guys. Oh, we got another person from the AOA that has been here, the Skull Reviews. Peter, thanks for joining us tonight. You guys still there? Did I lose
Yeah.
everybody?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to read more. I thought you were reading more of the chat.
No, I was just trying to catch up on some of those. This is hard having it off to the side, but
Yeah.
it is what
So-
it is, man. I'm sorry, guys.
I got a new box set coming. I'm going to give you guys the preview of what it is going to be about. You want to? Can you read it?
Hang on, I'll bring you up big, bro. Can you lift it up higher? Well, warning, Bigfoot area.
Ah, okay.
Can't
Yeah,
see the
that was-
picture.
I can't make out.
There's going to be a a new set. Now you guys heard it first. I'm going to start posting tomorrow different pieces and parts and components for the box set. Tomorrow it's going to be a cooler that comes with. Maybe you'll have to just watch my YouTube channel.
Watch and find out.
and see. But it's an awesome set. I found some really, really cool stuff. So I can't wait to put that one out there. Like I said, I only make 3 or 4 sets. It's for the fun, and hopefully I'm gonna have my comic to go along with it, hopefully, as well.
Adam from that's Adam. G.I. Joe Lost Chronicles is with us tonight.
All right.
What's up, Adam?
He hasn't been around in a while. Nice to have Adam. This is like a family reunion tonight. We're just sitting here. We don't have a special guest. We're just sitting around
Shooting the
shooting
breeze,
shit,
as we
man.
say
Yeah.
here.
I don't know what I can say anymore. I don't know what you can say.
Oh, watch that mouth.
Yeah.
So
That map table is amazing, Jim.
yeah, that is cool, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's you guys.
And
Giving
has
me
anybody?
inspiration.
Are you the first one to ever think of that? I mean,
I didn't think of it. That
yeah,
was
but I mean,
awesome.
are you? I mean, I've never seen one sold. I mean, you would have thought people would have thought, oh, that because it's original. The original one's just a cardboard box.
Just a cardboard
Yeah,
box.
you just set the thing on top of it because I have it with the tower and everything.
The original's too short as well, and that
Yeah.
one looks
I
a
made
little
this
taller.
taller, so it would be more appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the
Perfect.
great thing about the 3D printing. I mean, you can adapt and adjust and improve upon. When they were just trying to blast things out, and they made it out of cardboard, just trying to get it out there. And now you could take those things and look at them and say, oh, what if you did this, or how can we incorporate that? And Robert had his ingenuity to think, oh yes, and then put the headphone in. And that's how it happens. And then it makes it, 10 times better than it originally was. And I'd rather have that than have the original cardboard piece of crap box.
Stay long.
Hey, I don't know if you saw Robert's post this past week or just the last 2 days on that Humvee, the tan one that he bought.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you see the one today? Did you see the one he's making today? The
Making?
Quonset huts.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the
I did see that.
Quonset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know. That dude, he doesn't. I don't sleep. That dude doesn't sleep at all.
I thought that was you, but no, I think it's Robert. So anyway, Robert found this tan Jeep Humvee overseas, and they never made one. Hasbro never made one. They made a green one, and this said it had pressed in it, stamped Hasbro. Maybe it was something that never made it to the stores or what, but I don't know what he paid for it, but I'm sure he's going to give us a good video review on it when he finally gets it. I connected him with MIB. Remember my buddy Johnny Cedric, Minton Box? Because he doesn't take anything out of the box and he buys everything G.I. Joe. And I said, dude, if somebody has it, it's going to be John. We contacted him and Johnny's like, nope, they never made it. He said, that's a good find if it's legit. If it's, somebody didn't spray paint a green one, which I don't think they did. It looks legit. So can't wait to see that when he gets it. That'll be kind of cool. So
Did it go through? Did he actually make the deal?
he did.
He did.
I didn't ask him how much. I'm not going to go there, but it's coming from Hong Kong, so it might take a couple weeks. But
Right. That's awesome.
I guess y'all have seen some of that stuff that Joe Zeta's been posting, some sort of warehouse find or something. That
yeah,
have y'all seen any of that? It's this mismatched Action Man box stuff. Have y'all been seeing any of that stuff he's been posting?
I haven't seen it. No, I know that happens from time to time. Like down in South America, somebody found a ton of Kenner mask, like a whole warehouse of Kenner mask, but I haven't seen the Joe Zeta stuff. I'd love to take a look at that.
Yeah, it looks like it's Action Man, and it looks like there was the box was for Green Beret, but the contents was a tank commander, and it's that kind of stuff. So it was very interesting.
Ange, I wanted to give you the kudos on that tent thing that you sent out earlier today.
Oh.
Now,
Well, you know what?
I thought that was like one of those tents that they put on display, like at Dick's and stuff, so you can see the small one and get the big one. That was actually.
I have probably a half dozen of those. I would go
really?
to Dick's. I would go to Dick's and I would pester the shit out of them and say, "Hey, what are you gonna do with that after? And when it's obsolete and you don't want it anymore?" And they're like, "Well, we're gonna throw it out." I'm like, "What?" So I had to talk to this manager and that manager. And
I
I
can see you
actually
doing that.
got like, I have some really nice ones. But this one, it's a pet tent. It came from Amazon, and I had a $25 gift card, so it cost me like $8.
So,
by
I'm
using
sorry.
my
Did you say pet tent?
pet. Yes, it's a
Pet
pet
tent.
tent. And the
When you
reason
take,
why I
when you
wanted
take
this
your
one,
pet camping, it has to have its own camp. tent.
it's large enough, and there's a zipper on the top, so when you open the top, you can set up the figures inside, and not only have to go in through the entrance, so that you can. And it looked big enough, so it was like a command tent. To me, it looked like a command tent. And if you put enough stuff inside and around the outside, you would never tell that it was a type of pet tent.
Yeah.
And I need to get some type of sticker to put over the outside emblem that says, doggy travel, whatever the hell. But that a lot of tents that you can find fairly cheap are pet tents.
Yeah. Somebody said a ferret tent too.
Yeah, I have to look that one up next to see if
That might be a little smaller, I guess. Maybe. Huh?
Yeah.
We
Dude,
got
it's 901.
Action Joe Figs in the house. Tim's still with us. Robert's still with us. I think maybe in the future we just got to do some of these. See who wants to come on and shoot the shit instead of having something planned. And maybe people don't like my trivia games. I don't know. Maybe that's what.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I know Jim doesn't like them, but I figured everybody else did. I think that's why Adam and Jeff don't come on anymore. They're like, nah, we're not playing games, man.
Well, I think that was
here, man.
Good show.
Well, anything else about Joe Lana you want to fill us in on, Mike?
I'm trying to think if we missed anything. Like I said, you have to go.
Did you ever run into the comic book man? Was he there?
The
Austin
comic book?
Huff.
Oh no, I did not.
He
see him.
He didn't make it to the Kentuckiana either, but he said he was going to go to Joanna.
No, so, Brad Curry was there,
Yeah.
but I did not see Austin. No, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good time. I'm glad we have another year that we can take to plan it all out, and maybe more of us show up next year, and also
we just need to plan an event. Yeah, an AOA event there.
Yeah.
I thought it would be neat to have an outdoor venue. Somewhere.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I think that would be kind of neat. Instead of what was over here in the Catskills? Oh man, in the '60s, what was the big concert? Help me out, Jim. Woodstock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say Woodstock.
Yeah, Woodstock. That's right around the corner.
I don't think there's that many GI Joe fans, dude.
No, but we could do our own version, Joe Stock.
Yeah.
Joe Stock.
And we get Bambi to play. Get Radio Cult to rock out. We'll set up some big tents.
Yeah.
We do.
Hey, I'm game, man. I'll make that trip.
Paul's backyard. We can go all over Paul's.
Hey, Peter, thanks for that, man. It feels good to be back too, brother. I said I had so much support. I can't thank followers, especially Facebook friends, because that was my only contact with people was Facebook when you're off of YouTube, And I had no way of telling subscribers, where I went unless they were friends with me on Facebook. And then they all saw that email that I posted. But remember, this is America. You are guilty until you're proven innocent. So
Yep.
learn from my mistake, I guess. Learn from my mistake.
It looks like you bounced back, though, man.
Well, I hope so. 8 days in jail gives you time to reflect and put things in perspective. Like I said, I didn't miss not putting videos up because I had gone weeks without doing videos. I just missed the live streams with everybody, seeing everybody, hearing what you're doing, and then being able to comment or see other people's videos. You can go on as a guest, but you can't put a comment in unless you're a subscriber. You know what I mean? So all the videos, all the 65 people that I follow, I could, I just watched them as a guest, and I couldn't give a thumbs up. I couldn't say anything. So that sucked more than anything, really. So anyway, I think guys like Robert DeCastro are kind of laughing at me, saying that I should be in jail for a while for some of my live stream shows and my bad jokes that I say. So
no, it's all good. That's why we're here.
So Peter said people were asking on his videos where I had gone. So
Yeah.
I didn't mean to go. Trust me. Don't call it a comeback because I was never gone.
Yeah, they like the background. Yep.
Yeah, they like the background. So this is the new look for the man cave. It's not going to be a cave anymore. It's actually going to have lights. My buddy that works for a local TV channel came over and said, "This is how you need to set it up and light up the background." I said, "Okay, well, he knows what he's talking about. He's worked for the channel for 13 years, so yeah." So we're going to go with the different stuff. Actually, Angelo, I'm going to be going in the attic and bringing down some Star Wars vehicles. I'm going to be hanging them from the ceiling too. So that's this weekend's tasker for myself. So
it's like a new ceiling you've got in there, some sort of space.
No, actually, what he did was he had me raise my laptop up, so I'm not angled down like this, like I used to be. So my laptop's actually about 5-6 inches higher, and I'm more straight on instead of looking down at my computer. So really, the blue lights you're seeing, I have those up year round. Those are just Christmas lights that I've hung up there in the garage. So all the neighbors know if the garage door's open and the lights are on, it's garage party time. So they all stop over. Friday happy hour. So
you're always on happy hour.
Hey,
dude,
man.
No one parties like you. I don't know, man. Every time you're posting, you're eating here, you're having beers there, live music, pizza. I'm like,
I love live music, man. I love live music, and I don't drink that much, really. I mean, not like college days, definitely not. And I won't drink on what I call school night. So Sundays I don't drink. Sunday through Thursday are non-drinking nights. So I'll drink Friday or Saturday. I usually don't drink both, but I'll go out to hear live music 3-4 days a week. I have no problem with that, man.
Wow.
So
that's great.
What did Largo say here? What did he say? Tell the truth.
You're on a secret mission.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm still wondering who got me flagged. You said it was a female, huh? So we can't say it was Analog Toys or anybody big. I seriously don't think they're watching my channel.
And it's
Tony's not watching my channel.
We can't even go back and check because they pulled that one.
Yeah, no, I can't even get into video.
Oh, okay.
When it has all my videos listed under live stream, that's the last one there, and it says it doesn't even say. I don't know. It says pulled or flagged, so it's like there, but I can't even look at it myself.
Wow,
it's weird,
inaccessible. So because I was going to go in and just cut out that 10-second little thing, and I don't even have that. So you know what? I'm not even bitching. I'm not going to say, hey, can we fix it? I'm just going to let it go. And Official Lennard Toys with us tonight. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Yep.
I am glad to be back as well.
Angelo, do you have your canine core with you?
Oh, that's right. I bought 2 canine figures. And I don't want them now. Like I bought them because I was like, oh, they're so cool, they're different. And now I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do with them. So I actually put them in some camo fatigues, and I'm going to call them like dogs of war, and try to outsource them, sell them, get rid of them. So if anybody wants them, I should have brought them down to show them. They got to go. They're not going to fit with any of my comics or what I'm got going on. So he wants them. We'll have to talk. Then, so that I maybe I can get rid of those.
Yeah.
Jim, is that true? Is it too hot in your garages down there?
Oh man, it's about 105 here, dude. Got up to 109. And you got to understand the part of Texas I'm in, humidity is about 90%. So it's like a sauna. Yeah, it's bad.
It's like a sauna in there.
It makes the facial hair grow.
Yeah. You just sweat, just constant. Yeah.
So you're back to school. Angelo, you're back next week?
Next week.
Yeah.
So I got
Mike's got a kid going to school. Shit.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I'm just starting a new job as a school crossing guard. So
nice.
I haven't started yet, but next week I'll be starting, and so I'll be back to school like these 2 guys.
Yeah.
Dang, I guess I'm the old guy here then. You guys are all still in school.
Yeah.
Keeps us young.
I don't know about all that. I've been doing this for 25 years.
Somebody asked me the other day if I'm going to retire. I said 4 more years, man. I got 4 more years.
That's where I'm at too, Paul. That's
Financially,
my
my guy said I could do it at 59. I was like, I'm out of there. I'm not waiting until I'm 63.
goal. Yeah, got to enjoy it. You know, I always, when people talk about retirement and whatnot, and I'm going to offend some of my older peeps out there. I said retirement age should be 16 to 60. That's when you should be retired, because then you're in your prime of your life. You're enjoying it, because once you hit, they call it your golden years. It's full of shit. There's nothing golden about it, because you're in the hospital, you're at doctor's appointments. Every single person who's retired after like 62 that I know, my old man included, cancer this, prostate that, bladder that, everyone.
Yep.
And it's like, that's how they spent their golden years, going in and out of doctor's offices. I'm like, we got it ass backward. We should be enjoying it and get out as soon as you can. And I said,
So my saying
Europe's got it made because they know how to relax. And they,
they do.
you know, everything shuts down at like 1 o'clock. I know in Italy, everybody goes home for like the siesta, and then they party all night, man. They're drinking. And it's all low key. Here, everything needs to be done yesterday, and we're way too fast paced. There's way too much stress. And that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I have a saying on my Facebook page. It says, stop enduring life and start enjoying it. Because you never know, man, when that day's going to happen.
Right.
It may not be at 65, you know?
And look, poor Tom that, you know, tonight's show is dedicated to. They said he was all right Friday, and then Sunday.
Yeah, when his wife sent me that email, man, I hate to bring a downer to this, but yeah, she said he was doing fine, and
then just
Sunday hit, man, one day, you know. I'm just people that don't know, he had health problems. He was fighting it for a while, so, but they just didn't know when. So, but yeah, he will be missed, man. So the founding fathers of the AOA are down to 6, man, and let's everybody stay healthy out there, you know.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, all right.
Well, we're over an hour mark, but I don't mind talking, man. We got 12, 13 people watching us in the chats.
I got a question.
If there's anybody chatting, they want to know what else Jim Egner is 3D printing? Go ahead.
Now, I did have a question for you. So they flagged your old video because the stuff that was going on the side, the
that's why I don't have the live chats up right now, so you can see them.
That's what did it. Because you broadcast on YouTube.
Well, what we figured was somebody flagged that after they saw those chats.
Okay.
So those chats came in from a bot, a computer or something. And then some person said, or
I don't like that. I'm
a different bot.
You. Okay.
You know, another person said, I'm flagging you, or I'm going to notify. And within 7 hours, I was down.
So did you recognize anybody new in the chats, or?
Well, yeah, because it was a lot of Scuba Pete's friends that he had told about. So, I mean, but, you know, I know the regular people, Action Figs Joe, you know, Max, you know, Official Lanyard. It was none of our people. When I say our people, but people that have been on the show several times. But yeah, Scuba Pete, when I contacted him via Facebook afterwards, I said, dude, our video's down. He's like, what? And he goes, you know, my wife said she saw somebody saying something that they were going to notify YouTube about my channel. I was like, really? And then somebody else did. I think it was Robert or somebody said the same thing. They said, yeah, I saw somebody text the same thing. And then Mike, you said tonight that you saw.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a real person that was notified YouTube, but they really screwed me over if it was a real person, man. So
I guess you just got to be really cautious about what gets sent up here. You know, I see all the over on the side. I see all the.
Yeah, we can see that, but everybody else can't. So
and
you know,
YouTube doesn't care what's happening over here in Restream, right?
They just care what people see on TV. Yeah, if they're watching it. Yeah. So, and I also got my finger on the trigger right here. So if somebody does decide to bot in again, it's off in 1 second. It's not going to go 10 seconds. But even if it's on the chat on the side where nobody else can see it.
But it's so sad. It's so sad that that's the way it's got to be now. I mean,
yeah.
Man, wow. I don't know what to say, man. I'm just totally bamboozled by it all.
Yep. Mr. Largo, thanks for emailing me at work today. I did get that, and I look forward to being on your show in the near future, hopefully.
Well, interested in one of my, just contact me direct and we could talk. I have about 21 in my regular series, and then I have a Halloween collection that'll be coming out again for Halloween, a Christmas one, Thanksgiving, Easter. And those are a collection of more funny ones. They're more comic. And the other ones are kind of serious continuing adventures of G.I. Joe. So
I need a
shoot me an
subscription.
email. Yeah, that one. Open up one of the pictures in that one, Mike, because that one's got some. That one I kind of was.
That's the all color one that's stapled.
I trespassed a little bit on this one. I went to.
Holy crap, dude! That's a magazine.
Yeah, it's 90. It's 90 pages.
Wow.
It's
Damn.
overnight, and there's over 300 full color. And I go and take all the photos, and then I put it all together. And I take a bazillion pictures just to try to get ones that are halfway decent. And
Yeah.
this one, there's the picture of the boat. See if you can find the boat in the beginning, Mike. It was one of the DeSimone PBR boats that I transformed into an Amazon River boat because I needed it for that particular comic. And I went to the Saratoga State Park, and I kind of got in the water with my chest waders on and did a little trespass.
That's cool.
So
Reminds me
But
of Rambo from 2008. You know, where you
yes,
take
with that boat.
Oh, yeah.
tourists.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Man.
Absolutely. So I have a lot of fun. I shoot all my all the pictures are done in and around the village of where I live here in Saratoga. I try to get different backgrounds and whatnot, so people recognize where it was filmed.
Very cool.
Mr. Leonard asks, "Where's the Super Joe news?" He's big on the Super Joe, man.
Joe.
Did you see the picture he put up about the Yeti? And,
Yes, I did.
That was pretty cool, man. And that Yeti is that's not a Leonard toy, though, right?
That looked like a custom, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought he said it was a Leonard.
Was
I
it?
looked that one up.
Paul.
He took the head off. Took the head off and put a different head on. I know that.
Okay.
What's that in the chat that says Restream.io? I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
What was that?
I didn't see that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right right below the one from Tim saying, "What else does I have to take his money?" So do you not see that? That's interesting.
Did that come directly to you because it's not in the chats? That's
No, I just see it in the stream. It's scrolling down.
I'm at the very bottom, and I just have yes, it was a custom. That was the latest chat that I see from official Leonard Toys.
It's about 4 down from that one.
Who posted it?
Restream.io.
Oh, Restream. That's the thing that I'm using. Yeah.
Okay.
What did it say?
It just says I've received 100 messages today. With
Oh, yeah. It's just giving us a count how many people are texting in and chatting.
Oh, okay.
We only got 12 people in the room watching right now, but everybody's chatting away. So
I didn't know what that was. I was kind of like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's something only we can see.
Okay.
All right.
So. What else you guys want to cover, man? This is very unusual for me. I usually have everything lined up, and I'm very
I know.
OCD about this. So.
I'm getting the heave ho from the family here. I think they want it.
That's because you're in the living room, dude. You're supposed to be in your man cave.
I know.
So
I got to get back up there, and it'll be. But Paul keeps complaining, and it's always too dark wherever I am because I'm trying to hide.
Well, this is the new look for me, man. So I'm not going to be in the dark anymore. And hopefully by next week, I'll be using StreamYard. I'm going to look up some videos this week and learn StreamYard real quick. So even if I don't use StreamYard, this is a little bit better. And just put in the chats. I feel bad for the people that are chatting away, but at least they can see it on the side. But hopefully I won't get dinged from YouTube anymore for putting it up there. So.
Well, I think you have to be cautious, man.
Yeah, and like I said, the more I watched live streams from other people, they don't put them all up, man. They just bring in, super chats, or they bring in just one chat at a time. So,
yeah.
But is what it is, man. So, I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight, and Mike, Jim Egner for crashing the party. I
yeah,
appreciate
you know me.
So, Next week, Angelo is going to work on getting us a guest. I'm going to leave it up to you, brother. How's that? Well, you know the two guys that you want to get on, so all you have to do is see which one's available.
All right, I'll do that.
You're my moderator for next week. You get them on,
All right.
and then I'll do the promo for them. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
So we're definitely going to have a show next week. We just don't know who the guest is going to be. And everybody else have a great week, and thanks for supporting my channel.
Thank you.
everybody.
Have a good
Welcome
one.
back.